Hey guys, what is going on? Is your host Madman back once again with episode 2 of Midnight Mass. What sensational shit awaits? Book 2, Psalms, very religious. That's definitely a religious reference, thank you. So we have birds eating cats, which is logical, makes sense based on ending of the last episode. I mean, this is really a sort of biohazard thing. Our poor junk heap Fallout 4 characters are consigned to clean up this beach. Definitely a shitty job. You might need a COVID mask to do that. Nasty. Keep the women off the beach. This is a conservative beach. Women aren't allowed. They have to be wearing full burqas to walk on this beach. Man, this show is fucking racist. Holy shit. Racist against women who are their own race. I mean, men and women are different, Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. We're definitely different alien races. If you're against female interest, you're basically a racist. That's what this series is telling me. I believe it. I believe everything this series tells me. I believe every interpretation of mine that I allow into my brain. I believe them all immediately. And this guy correctly is blaming the dead cats on some sort of oil spill or contaminant or something because their fishing industry was hit by the same type of shit. There was a decline in sellable fish, and it's like, now we get a bunch of dead cats. What would you assume if you were a sane individual? Well, you'd say, it's probably the oil. And this guy shows him, he's like, well, this cat's had its neck cut. That's probably not a natural thing. That's probably some unnatural force at play here, or some predator we haven't found out. Something's going on here that is not related to oil spills. It's almost like oil isn't really a big deal. Yeah, it's fermented blood created in the cavernous hell dungeons that exist right below our feet that powers Middle Earth. You have to have some hell intervening in the creation of Middle Earth or Midgard or Purgatory. That has to happen. That's never going to change. That will never change. You have to have some heaven intervening too. But these cats, these corpses, they're not to blame. They're not part, rather, of some sort of like, the oil industry's to blame. It's like, not for this specific thing. For fermenting the blood of sacrificed humans underground to produce what we call oil and pretend is dinosaur fermented whatever. It's people. It's blood. It's fermented blood. That's what oil is. Fermented in a very arcane, alchemical way that I have no expertise. Thankfully, I don't. If I knew the formula, I'd probably already be dead. I haven't been able to intuit that. My point is just that they're blaming this, mass cat death on some oil spill. That's not the case. It's not that. It's not that. And the dialogue in this, man, in this scene or these past few scenes, it's melodramatic, man. It's like soap opera shit. Like, God, the delivery is so bad. This fucking janitor's brush, floor brush mustache guy is fucking terrible. I'm reading dialogue and blah blah blah. God, pick a different actor. Why did you pick this fuck? What, did he go down on one of the female producers? Is that why you picked him? Jesus Christ. This wasn't worth it. Whole quality of the series suffers. Fuck's sake. Yeah, burning them is the best option. Good man. He knows what to do. When you have a bunch of fucked up corpses that could be infected with something or associated with some kind of demonic shit, you just want to burn them. Fire is the language of demons, and when you burn something, you're saying fuck off. Very clear message you can send. And again, this guy's such an idiot. He's like, well, yeah, I saw him on Senior Pruitt. I shouldn't call him an idiot. He's trying to be nice. He's trying to be good. He's trying to redeem himself. So he's being maybe overly honest about his opinions. Even if they're correct, maybe he shouldn't have been honest about them at the times he was. Case in point, this scene. And the guy's like, oh, this priest prayed for you. You should feel even more guilty. Guilt and shame will definitely sculpt you into a better person. Guilt and shame are the only mechanisms necessary to create a competent individual. You just have to guilt and shame them to death. Let's see how that works out. You know what, guys? Keep going. Keep trying it. I want to see how rotted society gets with those mechanisms. They've been exhausted. Keep going, though. You know what? Real communism hasn't been tried. Real guilt and shame hasn't been tried. Just like real carrot on the stick, dog on the racetrack, temptation hasn't been tried. Temptation and guilt are not effective. Punishing someone or rewarding them is not effective if they have half a fucking brain. You have to give them what's called purpose. And you can look up the definition of purpose on the internet. I'm not going to explain it to you. You have to give them purpose. Purpose is above happiness. It's above guilt. It's above shame. And it's above reward. It's above doggy treats. Okay? If you haven't recognized that, you're a retard. This guy goes, I don't want you catching toxoplasm. Stay away from the cats. That is a real one. That is a good man warning his woman not to get too involved with cats. Good man. Some of us are fucked from birth. Again, I said this in the last episode. Some of us are cat raped from birth. Doesn't mean everybody should be. You know, if you've got a flaw, doesn't mean you should spread that flaw. This guy doesn't have it, but he's appropriately suspicious. And the parasite that this fuck is peddling is far worse. This is a blood-brain adrenaline type of parasite. Back in the caveman days when we killed an animal, the menfolk would eat the animal because they were probably starving while hunting it. Good for them, they got some food. They would drink its blood. And then they brought the corpse back to the cave, the Cro-Magnon, ook, grug, caveman zone. And everybody else would eat right away because they were probably starving and couldn't wait to cook the meat. So everybody would drink blood. The children, the women, the men, they would all taste the blood of the kill. Blood is very nutritious. It's full of hemoglobin, salt, all sorts of nutritious things. All sorts of adrenaline compounds that are produced in the animal right after you kill it. Which is why when you eat an animal right after killing it, you gain those chemical boons from eating it. The reason I'm bringing all this up is because this series talks about blood later on. So maybe I'm spoiling things, but, fuck you. This is my commentary. I get to spoil what I want. The point of my rant is simply to say that all these religions that have blood as a theme are informed by ancient pre-civilization necessities and rituals and practices and whatever you want to call them. Basically, I don't even think ritual is an appropriate name. It's just, it's the shit we had to do to live. We had to drink blood to live. And, you know, you can say, well, you didn't have to do that. Oh, are you going to go back in time and tell them that? Good luck. At the point that they were at, those ancestors of ours that endured that very serious environmental upheaval that nearly killed all of us. There's a time in history where we were reduced to very few breeding pairs. I want to say it was less than 10,000 men and women. You know, it's not justification for incest. It's a portrayal of you know, our history. Rubber banding back to the movie for a minute here. We have this drunk guy with a black dog. And he leads the black dog away from the manipulative priest guy and the cucked black chick in the wheelchair. Who's God and who's Satan? Who knows? It's just two opposing forces. Anyway, back to my rant. I think that these themes of blood consumption are very important in the context of this series, because this series engages with that later on. And we all have to gain energy. We have to consume matter and gain energy from it. Vegetarians, vegans, gluten-free people, whatever. We all have to gain energy from something. That's unavoidable. If something else has to suffer for you to gain energy, a lot of people will say that's evil. A lot of other people will say, well, God told us that was okay. And I don't think being a vegan or vegetarian is the right way to go forward, because you're limiting yourself to the point where you're going to go extinct if circumstances change. If there aren't enough vegetables available, you're going to die. You know, you're dying for a vegetable god, a communist clone pod. I don't think that's viable. I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's a good idea. At the same time, I don't think that dying for a vampiric Catholic blood-drinking communion religion is better than that. I think that's equally retarded. I think that being an omnivore, taking the middle path, being able to eat both or either when circumstances dictate is the best thing. The best way to live life, guys, is to be a shapeshifter. All of you should do this. All of us should do this. You should be a shapeshifter. That's my occult recommendation to you. Be able to change who and what you are and what you do and eat and say and act. Be able to do that and you'll survive. Survival is shapeshifting. Survival and shapeshifting, terms like adaptation, it's all the same thing. It just means shapeshift. That's all it is. The people who can't shapeshift, or the things who can't shapeshift, are the real demons, because they're so stubbornly stuck in their ways that they're in their own little personal avenue of hell, where they can't shapeshift. They've lost their ability to morph. They've lost their ability to adapt. They're no longer viable as a living entity. You know, they might as well be mud. You might as well be shit. If you can't shapeshift, you're fucked going forward. In the past, that wasn't the case. I'm telling you right now, if you want to survive to 2070 and enjoy the delicious undersea farming, you're going to have to shapeshift. So, let's rubber band back to the story here. Our creepy black-haired priest guy of dubious origin has said, "Oh, I'd really like to see your aging mother. I'd like to do communion for her because she's, bedridden." He's performing very elaborate performance. Oh, there's all sorts of props and costumes. My God, you're putting on your own little sketch comedy show, aren't you? You're putting on your own little show. Very impressive. But what he's really doing is more important than the show. There's a truthful act hidden in the performance. Like all performances hide a truthful act. And we don't see it. The camera cuts. We don't get to see what he really did. He gave her communion. Okay, that's all he did. She drank some wine and she bit a wafer. The body and blood of Christ. Has anyone ever thought that it's creepy that your Savior told you to eat his body and drink his blood? Whether it's a metaphor or literal, does anyone have a brain nowadays? Is anyone awake? Does anyone give a shit? Does anyone care? Am I alone in thinking that's fucked up? Your religion is like, well, you have to drink the blood and eat the flesh of your Savior. Does that sound fucked up to anybody but me? Shoot me in the head, right in the forehead. Aim for the Indian dot. Shoot me right there. Blow my third eye out. I'll come back. But do it anyway. You know what? As a fun exercise, try to kill me. I'd love it if you tried to kill me. I'd love it if you'd blow my brains out. Because the whole Christian religion, the whole Judeo-Christian thing, it's a vampire cult. And it's creepy as fuck. And the fact that people haven't realized this makes me challenge my own sympathy for normal people. I mean, it really is creepy, man. Anyway, let's go back to the movie. Or the show, whatever it is. The illusion. It's all the same shit. Movies, shows, whatever the fuck. Who cares? Why the fuck should I differentiate? Why should I care? And she's like, I have morning sickness because I'm pregnant. Wow, good for you. You're pregnant. That's what you should be. Your man should also be torturing himself at a job to fucking support your child. Do you not want a man like that? Do you not want to be a woman? Do you not want to be pregnant? Do you not want to live? Do you not want to exist? Well, you won't. You'll die out. Fuck you then. If you refuse the bargain, you're going to die. Jesus Christ, these characters, man. They're so badly written. The dialogue is so bad in this. That's why I didn't want to do a review of this, but the concepts that the series is juggling and dropping, like an amateur juggler would drop conceptual balls, that's why I wanted to do this review. Because the people who juggled this series, even the people who conceived of it, they were huffing Stephen King's farts a little too much. And they were juggling balls they couldn't really juggle. And I'm sympathetic because I want this concept to be portrayed better. And it wasn't. And that pisses me off. True Detective is the opposite of this, where I'm like, I couldn't have done a better job. Like, they upstaged me, whatever. I'm not even going to talk about it. But this series, this show, it got so close to being True Detective tier. And it failed. And the reason it failed was because of bad writers and bad writing. And those two things are distinct. A good writer can perform bad writing, a bad writer can perform good writing. Whatever the case was with this, which I'm not even going to attempt to analyze or assume about, the writers were beset by some kind of bad writing virus, I guess. They just couldn't cut the cloth. These actors and these set pieces are very good, but the writing really suffers. Kind of bleeds itself into an empty cup, you might say. Yeah, of course he's seeing the dead chick. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's like seeing your ex in your dreams. Oh, I betrayed you. Oh, I couldn't be good enough for you. Maybe your ex was a piece of shit. Maybe you shouldn't be guilty. Maybe you shouldn't be sucking the cock of guilt. Maybe guilt is not holy. Guilt is not all-encompassing and divine. Guilt is just a mechanism used to control you. Maybe you need to realize that. Desperately. Ooh, we've zoomed in on the island. There's a Chinese drone that's surveilling the whole island. Except Chinese audiences don't understand the context of what they're seeing, so they don't even care that it's happening, because they're not Western. They don't get it. They see what's happening, and you know, it's being explained to them, but they don't really get it because they didn't grow up in the West. You have to grow up in the West to get this. If you want to walk this path, you gotta start from square one. You can't start from near the end and get what we are. Good luck trying that. And then we cut to this Fallout creature. This creepy ass Deathclaw type thing. Oh, she's got some razor grain in the barrel. Good for you. That'll sustain the sanctuary settlement. Good for you. Oh, you're burning it. That's incredibly stupid. Why would you do that? Man, I'm so glad religion is not a mechanic in the Fallout 4 games. I wouldn't have even played them. People that stupid I wouldn't even want to let live. I'd just kill everyone who was incapable of conceptualizing reality in a way that didn't rely more on your imaginative, emotional, or irrational side of your brain. You got to at least be 60-40. 60% in favor of rationality. That's a pretty low bar. I feel like God had a much higher bar than that. And that's because he wanted to gain thralls, because in this series' terms, God is a vampire. Or at least the representatives who claim to be godlike or to be religious figures are vampiric. And I think that's true. I might be one of them. Maybe my current rant at you about this show is my attempt to enthrall you. Maybe you're unaware of this. Maybe you don't want to believe it. Maybe you think I'm nuts. Doesn't matter. Doesn't diminish the truthfulness of it. And that's why I love this series, man. It's so brutally honest. It's dishonestly honest and honestly dishonest. It covers both spheres of the brain. It's almost like the dualistic brain model should be blown up, should be destroyed. Nobody should have this kind of hell imposed on them, even the damned. The damned don't even deserve this. Oh, I'll resurrect the island. Oh, a good man. Ah, yes, my doors are always open. Oh, yes. Join the cult. The cult recruitment is always open. They're so hypnotized, man. Can you not see this? He's using songs to hypnotize them. He's using music. He's using patterns to hypnotize them. He's using Platonic cave art to hypnotize the Cro-Magnons. And all of them love it. Makes me so depressed, man. Because I'm not going to be this guy. And I can't be one of the people hypnotized. I'm incapable of that. So I have no place here. So I might as well burn the whole fucking reality down. I might as well say fuck it. Why would I want to be here if I can't be a drone or a controller? Why would I want to be here in the first place? Why was I brought here? If my position is fundamentally incompatible with either role, then why am I here? If I can't support either of those roles, I must be here to just destroy everything. And not through some corny act. It won't be an act. It'll be a thought. It'll be a moment in time. It'll be a delicate, subtle thing that nobody could have predicted or evaluated the significance of. It'll just happen. That's the apocalypse. It'll just happen. It's a beautiful thing because it's so quiet and careful. It's so gentle. It kills you gently. A lot like this show, which shows you a bunch of images and narratives that are conciliatory. I mean, these people have like black ash on their foreheads. I mean, it's the whole Ash Wednesday thing. Straight up, I'm not a Catholic, so I don't understand the Ash Wednesday thing. But, blacking out somebody's third eye with burnt wood seems like a pretty satanic, evil, demonic thing. If you're pasting burnt wood on someone's forehead and then telling them they've been blessed, what you're really doing is you're blacking out their third eye with dark, satanic shit. So I'm inclined to burn the whole place down, because if Satan's got this much of a hold and nobody understands that the rituals they think are holy are actually unholy, I mean, what's the point of trying to red pill people? You tell people who think they've been Christian their whole lives that they've been Luciferian or satanic. Who's going to believe that? Who's going to understand that truth? Who's going to follow you? Nobody. Nobody's going to believe you. So why bother? Why spread the message in the first place if it's so fucked that everybody is totally cooked, totally burnt? They're all Ukrainian refugee Moloch or Baal sacrifices at this point. They've been branded like cattle. They're about to die. Maybe they deserve to die. Maybe they're idiots. Maybe they have no souls. I don't know. It's almost like it's a detriment to every society in existence right now that we haven't been told the truth. If we at least knew the truth of things, maybe some of us would be like, okay, I get it. Reality has to function a certain way, and we have to do X, Y, Z. Maybe that would be a beneficial outcome. Problem is, no one's tried it. No one has the balls to try it. No one has the balls to remove themselves from that system of illusion, that Plato's cave, that acting, mask-wearing bullshit. Now here we have an important scene between our priest and our main character, who says, I've always preferred Easter, like the Eastern religions. And the guy's like, oh, the priest I'm impersonating, he's doing great. He's doing better. He's doing really great. Sorry, guys, I'm going to have some popcorn here. I hope you don't mind. I really enjoy it. And this guy who's impersonating our priest, he's like, it's very unlikely you saw this guy walking down the beach. I totally talked to him on the phone. That's a valid excuse. I trust him, guys. You know what? He's totally legit. Yeah, he's immobile. He's bedridden. He's really fucked, They've really killed him. Big oof. Press F in the chat. Now he's holding this guy's AA meetings over him. He's like, you drink alcohol, therefore you're evil. I'm gonna hold that over you. Again, he's using guilt to manipulate the guy. Guilt, shame, and also the promise of wealth or abundance are all effective temptations that can be used against you. Purpose is the only true, godlike, real thing in life. If you feel like you have a purpose, that's God. Anything else is bullshit. All this guilt, shame, temptation, abundance, gains, capital, shit, riches, whatever the fuck, it's all bullshit. Purpose is real. And this show never tells you that because its character never realizes that till the end. He's like, I realized I had a purpose. And maybe he realized it at the point he was supposed to. Or not. Regardless. Again, the problem with the United States Constitution is very simple to fix. The only thing you have to change is the pursuit of happiness. That phrase, that series of words, just needs to be replaced with the pursuit of purpose. That's all you have to do. History could have been so much better if that line had been changed, if it had been edited by somebody, if some editor had said, why don't we say pursuit of purpose? My God, how would history have been different? I would love to see that. I would love to live in that history where that line of dialogue was edited appropriately in its time. And again, these characters are both just serving us slop. They're like, I'm this character. I'm this character. I'm this character. I'm this character. It's the same crap you've seen a million times. And then finally something happens in the plot. The drunken guy's dog has been poisoned. He's weeping, and this guy is not a guy prone to weeping. You shed tears or you shed blood if you're a real man. One of the two. And he says, I know I'm a fucking crazy drunk, but my dog wouldn't randomly die like this. It's more likely someone killed him because they didn't like me. Guy's got a point. Poor Joe. We have this nice Christian sermon playing. I hope you're all enjoying the crackling of my popcorn bag as I eat while I watch this. Oh, fuck. This guy's cooking eggs? Fuck you. Now I want eggs. Fuck.
I just want to be of use, Daddy. Why don't you whip me, Daddy? Paddle me butthole, Daddy. Ooh, yeah. I'm your sonny boy. Sons and fathers, sons and dads. Ooh, beat my ass, Daddy. I love you.
Blow me. Rather watch you rot. Why don't you go fishing in my psyche for my one little grain of love I have left for you? You have to send out a lot of boats to find that. You're gonna have to plumb your own depths first. Send out that boat. Sorry guys, I don't have much commentary to provide. I mean, there's not much going on here. It's mostly just commentary that the series is doing on itself. It's rehashing old ground. Going over old themes. She sort of threatens him. She's like, I'm assuming you're going to accuse one of our kids of doing something bad. If you do, I will use my feminine wiles and emotional manipulation to make your legitimate accusation seem illegitimate. What a cunt. And basically this guy's like, well, what kind of poisons do you have here? And she goes, oh, I'm totally not making an excuse for using the poison in an unlawful way. What a good woman. I'd rather fuck a guy than this chick. If this is a good woman, send him back to the factory. They're unfinished. I'd rather fuck nobody. Not even a man. Rather just... I'd rather just watch old series that I like and play old video games. And not do anything else. I'd rather basically retire than live in a world with anybody resembling this chick. My God, she's so toxic, man. It's making me think negative thoughts, guys. I'm sorry, I don't mean to endorse anything I just said, but this character is so well done. She's so well portrayed. You may have had a person in your life, male or female, who fits that description, and they do exist. Oh shit, Sheriff's showing up. Spoiler alert, this guy's dealing drugs to old drunken Fallout 4 man. It's not his fault he was born unfunny. Damn! Honestly, that's the worst insult I've ever heard. If you really want to insult someone, and they may not even be aware of how bad this is, but you should use this. If you want to insult someone, say, "You were born unfunny." My God, man. We're all in the Divine Comedy. The worst insult you could possibly serve someone is say, "You're not funny." Holy shit! That's an untapped well right there. That's great. If someone's not funny, why bother listening to them in the first place? Damn. That's some true shit. That's dangerously true. So this guy's pissed off. His dog got killed by some kind of poison. He's already some kind of reclusive, mentally ill freak. And this has, pushed him a little further. And he's like, you know what, dude? I'm just trying to stay sane. Just don't fuck with me anymore. And this guy, he's being kind of Christ-like. He's being sympathetic. He's like, you're not wrong, man. These people have wronged you. I can't do anything about it. And now we cut to the epic AA meeting, as if alcohol is the real addiction. As if that's the problem. Yeah, what a big problem alcohol is. Infant blood and the human trafficking rings associated with peddling that, those are totally inconsequential. It's really just about how many beers you have. That's the real problem. Yeah, go fuck yourself. I'm a drunk because I'm aware that society is hell. Oh, well, obviously you're the problem. Society isn't. Society's actually perfect. You just haven't been sufficiently brainwashed to accept its perfection. Accept my nuts. Drink my cum, eat my shit. Unbelievable that we all have to live here. What did we do to deserve this? There's nothing that we could have done to deserve being here. There's no crime great enough that this reality could justify its own response to that crime. This is pathetic. Is this all God or the devil could dream up as a response, a punishment, or a reward? Either way, it's woefully insufficient. It's pathetic. We're pathetic for accepting it. If we all rejected it all at once, maybe something would happen. But we don't. We're so cooked, man. All we have to do is say no. You don't have to put on a show. You don't have to read Shakespeare. You don't have to become Charles Bukowski. You don't have to be a Satanist or a Gnostic or a Catholic. All you have to do is sit down and say no. Think the word no. Sit down and say no. Let no be your ultimate total being, and you will do more against what you hate than you will if you try to put on another mask. Just sit down and say no. Be no. And things will finally fucking end. So anyway, going back to the show, this guy's like, well, I have alternate methods to AA, and I'm going to try to convert my AA guy to my own viewpoint because I'm trying to justify my own presence in this false recovery chamber, which is not meant to actually help you to recover from addiction or recover from whatever trauma caused you to be addicted. It's just meant to be another layer of performative grifting, upon a layer of performative grifting, upon a layer of performative grifting. Ply over ply. Bullshit over bullshit. Toilet paper over toilet paper. That's all this is. I mean, these guys are trading statistics. This is like two 14-year-olds trying to impress each other. Like, well, I know more about the ancient Sumerians than you do. You know, it's just nonsense. It doesn't get anybody anywhere. It's just a dick measuring contest. My dick's 7 inches. Test that. I'll show you and I'll fucking slap you with it. Fuck you. And this guy's like, well, alcohol isn't good or bad, and neither is blood or child blood or... He's trying to steer him towards a certain type of quote-unquote acceptance. Ooh, creepy. And the fucked up thing is this guy's like, well, I didn't want to be a drunk because the version of me that came out was bad. What he actually ends up becoming in this show is infinitely worse. He's like, I don't want to be Prometheus. I'd like to be something better. Oh, would you? Well, here you go. And the series serves him an alternate path to the Promethean one. Ooh, it must be a holier path. It must be a better path. It must be the real good path. This guy's right to be skeptical is what I'm saying. In this scene, he's very skeptical about this whole process. In most series like this, he would be proven wrong, and in the later episodes, he would be portrayed as having been ignorant in this scene. This is not the case. That's why this series is good. That's why it's right. Because this guy is right to be suspicious. He's right to oppose this crap that's been poured into his head like fucking cement. He's right to rebel. There are times when that's right. And they're rare, man. And the form of rebellion that you choose is so important. And most people choose the wrong way to rebel. But rebellion in and of itself is essential. And this guy's confessing to what he thinks is a representative of God. He's saying, here's all my opinions. Here's all my unhinged, crazy shit. I'm confessing it all to you because you invited me to confess. So why not? Why not say what's on my mind? Why not tell you what if you are a God-like entity you should already know? And if you don't know it, knowing it won't save you or ingratiate you. It'll only further delude you. You'll just go deeper into the maze. Because that's where you want to be. You've asked to be there. You wanted a maze. You wanted this difficulty. You picked it. Here it is. Here's a woman going through photos, wearing a wool sweater. You may never have access to this. You might be in a $30 million mansion in LA, but you'll never have this woman, this person close to you. That closeness, that intimacy, that real human contact might be barred from you forever. And in the same sense, someone who wants this life might be denied it. You might be a cold, robotic, creepy, shaved head tech executive in some apartment, a very expensive apartment, but you'll also never have a real wife. You'll never have a child. You'll never really be in love. And we have a dramatic violin thing. Some sort of creepy creature was staring at her with yellow ghoul eyes, circa Fallout 4. Very creepy. God, if you're going to put your character on the toilet, at least have pissing or shitting sound effects. You've got cicadas playing in the background, but you don't have the sounds of her pissing and shitting. Is that realistic? I gotta say. Just for realism's sake, you know? At least have sound effects of her pissing and shitting, you know? Don't just be like, oh, the cicadas are all that is here, blah, 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 blah. Now again, we go back to Trash Can Carla from Fallout 4, who's transitioned from selling weapons to dealing with women who are trying to have kids, which is a upgrade. I congratulate Trash Can Carla from Fallout 4, which is the joke I'm making because this actress looks like that model of that character from that game. She's basically just elevating or evaluating, this chick's pregnancy. Hopefully she's elevating it. Man, even the fucking instruments look like Fallout 4 in this. God damn. It's almost like we're living in the reality after the bombs dropped and everything that we see as developed or clean or civilized is perceptually altered. Whoa.
Sarah, Madman's right. We are living in the post-apocalypse. The bombs were dropped and everything we're seeing is some kind of elaborate illusion maintained by the internet and other waveform-based towers. Ah, I know you'll think I'm crazy, but that's the truth.
God, the old person makeup on this chick, by the way, is terrible. It's really bad. She doesn't look old. She just looks like an actress trying to pretend to be old. Doesn't look very good at all. And then we have some mustached guy. Oh, he's gonna investigate some old house. Why does he go to do that? Did he hear something? I don't know. This guy to me has no sympathy. I didn't hear what he heard, so, you know. Oh yeah. Yeah, go into a dark house. Say hello. Good idea, man. You deserve whatever fate is coming to you if you say hello to a fucking empty house. Unless you're gonna take over that house aggressively, you're in over your head, my friend. This guy can't figure out that this thing is replicating his speech and copying his every move. What a fucking idiot. Good God. Oh yeah, it's definitely Ooker. Fuck's sake, man. Might as well just spread your butt cheeks for the fucking thing. God damn. What a fucking idiot. Ooh, spooky. We're ending at the church, guys. The last few minutes of this episode featuring our epic black chick in a wheelchair and our vault dweller blue and yellow clad guy. Notice that the Fallout 4 main character is a black-haired, slightly tan-skinned, brown-skinned looking guy with a blue and yellow robe or garb. It's funny how blue and yellow keeps popping up, isn't it? The Ukraine flag, the Ukrainian people. Very funny. I'm sure it means nothing. I'm sure that's just me. I'm just insane. That's well established. So anything I say is obviously completely disregardable. It's completely irrelevant. You know, anything I say is obviously just stupid. You know, can't be real, can't be legitimate, because I'm nuts. Now, here's the moment in this episode where he goes, "Get out of your wheelchair." He's doing an epic Jake Paul YouTuber sensational fake performance where he's grifting this chick out of his dark will to get up out of her chair. And it's all to serve him. It's to serve his authority and his legitimacy and his performative grace. And it's all a grift. It's all a lie. This is all an illusion. What you're seeing on the screen is fake. And within the story, this chick walking is also fake. Such things are the province of the Lord of Lies, the Lord of Flies, the Lord of Flies, Lucifer, Satan, illusion. That's what's going on. The power of illusion. Cannibalize this dead Jewish priest, this dead Jewish rabbi, and you will achieve eternal life. Hell of a promise, guys. I don't know if I can quite sign on to that. I mean, that's a hell of a promise, man. I mean, cannibalism, blood drinking, I mean, those things kind of seem like they're blatantly, obviously, permanently satanic, and that any adherence to anything like that is really fucking stupid, and only a sub-room temperature, sub-Forrest Gump mongoloid would ever agree to that type of lifestyle, or religion, or behavior. Kind of seems like it's all vampiric bullshit, guys. I gotta say, I'd rather die than subscribe to that. And if any of my family or friends do, I think they should die too. Right now. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Tune in for episode 3, which will be coming soon. I'll definitely keep going with this series. It's a series that's very impactful and important to me. I think the original intent was to sort of joggle the brains of Catholics, but as a person raised Protestant, it had the same effect on me, and I think anybody raised in a sort of Judeo-Christian sand religion type of environment will probably respond to this in the same way. So again, hope you tune in again. Hope your health is doing well. Hope your family's doing well. And before things end, I want to thank you and say peace out.